All right, well, good evening. It is 6 p.m. and welcome to the Newfane Selectboard meeting. It is November 18th. Thank you all for being here. Has the meeting been properly warned?
Yes, it has.
With that being said, I would like to just make a comment that someone had mentioned to me that they had a hard time realizing tonight's agenda because how it's posted on the website says the date you posted it, but not the date of the agenda on
The meeting day.
Yeah, the header should say have the date on there. It was also brought to my attention that the rules of procedure posted in the town website are from 2021. And when I looked at that, it has different posting sites than what we had voted on our March 11th, 2024 organizational meetings. That needs to be updated. I did send an email to VLCT about that just to find out clarification as to if there's an issue, because on the website and in our book it says that it needs to be posted at the Newfane Market, WW Building Supply, and the South Newfane Williamsville Post Office. But what we voted on March 11th was that they need to be posted at the Newfane Town Office, Morphe Library, Front Porch Forum, WW Building Supply, South Newfane Williamsville Post Office, and the town website. So if you could update.
I do post at those locations.
I know that's not the problem.
Oh.
The problem is in our policies and procedures where it's in the book.
Okay.
For rules of procedure, it wasn't updated, and when you had us sign it on April 1st,
Okay.
it was not updated. And on the town website, it needs to be updated. And if you could follow through with VLCT to find out if there's for clarity, if there's an issue with the fact that it's different and what the procedure is to move forward. Those really need to be updated when we approve them at the organizational meetings so that we don't run into these issues. And can you email me an update when you get information?
Mm-hmm.
That would be great. So with that, we have additions or amendments to the agenda. Hearing none, we'll go to the approval of the minutes. Let's start with October 22nd. Is there a motion to approve?
I said I make a motion.
Thank you, Anne. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oh, no, I can't.
Abstain.
Aye. Opposed, abstain?
Abstain, sorry.
That's okay, thank you. And now motion approved, we'll move to the Monday, November 4th meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Abstain?
Abstain.
Thank you. Approved. And the Board of Liquor Control minutes, is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
I'll
Thank
second.
you. Jeff and Katie. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Abstain?
Abstain.
Thank you. And now to the Wednesday, November 6th.
Hello. Hi, Mick. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to put you on speaker. Bottom right. All right, we're just doing meeting minutes.
We're at the special budget meeting minutes for Wednesday, November 6th. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Thank you, Jeff. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Katie. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain?
Abstain.
Thank you. Approved. And good evening, Jay. Welcome. Time for the road foreman and commissioners report.
Okay. We have another week of leaf blowing left to do, and if we can get that done, that means all the roads I think will have been hit.
Excellent.
I have a price that I attached to the report on the price of the overheight warning system for the Dover end of the cover bridge, so we can talk about it at the next budget meeting. DMI did some more pavement repairs today. They have a few more to do on Dover Road. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. I may need a meeting to discuss the contract for the Depot Road box culvert. It's been very frustrating working with the state on that one. To give you a rough idea of what's going on, they apparently part of the bid for Depot Road was a lump sum and part was for line items. So when they wouldn't allow the concrete from Carroll Concrete to be used, he was forced to go to a more expensive place to have the box poured. And when they get done, they go down through and they deducted for, only use this much gravel, this much pavement. So they took $17,000 off his bill, but they don't add anything for the more expensive box, which was $50,000 more. So I've kind of been going around and around with them, and it's funny that Carroll concrete's perfectly fine for the state bridges, some of which do have federal money, but it wasn't good enough for a box culvert, which I thought was a little strange. So I'm not really getting anywhere yet, but I'm trying to dig a little deeper and just find out what the whole story is with this. And we received an access permit today, but Christopher and I were not able to look at it before the meeting, so we'll have to do it the next meeting.
Okay. What about number five?
Oh, yeah.
Number 5.
Yeah. I've submitted the reimbursement paperwork for the Stratton Hill repair, which the turkeys were, I counted 30 some turkeys there dismantling the hay and grass seed. So that'll be interesting to see what comes up.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Is there a motion to approve the road foreman and commissioners report?
I make a motion.
Thank you, Katie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mike. All right, discussion. Number 1, anyone have anything? Number 2, look forward to hearing what you have to say on that. Number 3, where were the pavement repairs that they did?
They did 2 spots here on Depot where the culvert was replaced and the little spot next to it, and then went over by the post office and got that side of the road there. And if they had any left, they were going to go further out after I left to go home on Dover Road, but they didn't, said they wouldn't have enough to do all of it. So hopefully they can get another partial day up here.
On number 4, whatever information, if you need to have a special meeting that you can send to us for review prior to, would be helpful.
Okay.
So that we know exactly what we're discussing. That I think everybody on the board would be help like that.
It's a Mike had kind of a similar thing with the Loop Road culvert where they keep track of the material you use, and it'd be one thing if you deducted for stuff but then added when something uses more, but they didn't seem to do that.
Yeah, so if you want to have another meeting, just reach out and we can organize that, but just any information that we can have so that when we all sit in on the meeting, we're all well versed on what we're looking at.
Okay.
Katie?
Is there a concern, Jay, that we have additional responsibility of monies to do this? Is that what this is stemming from?
No. I talked with Mike Renault for a long time, and he was adamant that the town isn't going to pay anymore. He wants the state to kick in their share of it the way they, should have originally. So I don't,
Go ahead.
I don't know. They don't seem to be very flexible, so I don't know if I'm going to get anywhere, but the whole process just leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Do you think it would be beneficial to have him on the meeting too? Or,
We can, sure.
all right, well,
Well, they
then we'll just,
prolonged it, what, 2 years, didn't they?
What's that?
They prolonged it almost 2 years, didn't
it's been going on for at least 4 years, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
5.5 or 6, I think Jay's estimate was.
It started before I was on the board.
You know, I guess it wouldn't bother me so much if the cement wasn't good enough for their bridges, but it's fine for a bridge, but not good enough for a little tiny box. It doesn't make sense.
Great.
they? Yeah, the culvert had to come out of Connecticut.
Yep.
Crazy.
All right, so we'll wait to hear from you
Carol
on,
supply all that for that New Hampshire bridge?
what's that?
I said, I think Carol's cement was good enough for the New Hampshire bridge.
Right.
Yeah.
The Hinsdale Bridge.
All right, so we'll wait to hear from you on that, and if you need to schedule anything, just reach out and we'll make that happen. Anything on number 5 for anyone? Darn wildlife. That's all I have to say. Number 6, anyone? We'll just wait until the next meeting and
Yeah.
look at that. All right, are we ready to vote? All those in favor of approving the road foreman and commissioners report, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Excuse me?
Can I raise a question?
Yes, you may, since I didn't see you.
I just wanted to know if there's any update from the engineer about the, Act 250 filing.
No, I sent him an email to see if I could get an update for tonight, but I didn't hear anything back.
Okay.
Thank you all for staying on top of that.
Put it this way, I assume I sent him an email. Our emails have been really weird. So I
Check your
think they
sent
went out. It
folder,
looks like
Jay.
it's
Check your sent folder. All right, if there's nothing else, we'll move on to the administrative assistance report. Good evening, Juanetta.
So this was unanimous.
Yes.
Good evening. Oh. Unless it wasn't on yours.
Oh, sorry, I overlooked Melissa Brown. I'm not used to having Melissa Brown being on our agenda. I just naturally go right to the administrative assistance report since I don't have a treasurer's report right in front of me. So good evening.
Good evening. So hopefully you guys all got my email about the tax sales that I want to process.
I received your email, but I don't have it in front of me, but that's okay. I did
Okay.
look-
I have 4 properties that I want to process for tax sale and hopefully get permission from you guys to move forward with it.
I would entertain a motion to go forward with the tax sales that are listed on Melissa's email / printout.
I make such a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Will you have further information as it goes along to when it's gonna happen and the site visits and,
I need to do site visits, but I have to reach out to Bob Fisher and find out from him what his schedule is.
yeah. Any other questions for Melissa on the tax sales?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, abstained, ayes have it. Go forth.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
And now it is time for you on an administrative assistance report. Thank you, sorry about that, I apologize.
Okay. Both here at the town office and at the highway department, we have been experiencing email issues for a number of weeks. I've been given a couple of local IT businesses that can support office connectivity, email setup and management, viruses, malware, spyware protection. I contacted Aaron at Europa IT this morning, and he was very professional and highly knowledgeable. He is going to work up a proposal for us. I'll send that to you as soon as I get it. I did not make contact with the second individual, but I will try again tomorrow. Countryside Alarm has replaced the power supply in the alarm box upstairs, which had not been done since 2011 when it was installed. The cost of replacement was $940. The Planning Commission submitted the revised zoning bylaw amendment on November 4th. Within 120 days, the Select Board must hold one or more public hearings. The deadline is March 4th. This public hearing notice needs to be published in the newspaper 15 days prior to the hearing and placed in 3 places in the town. If the Select Board makes any substantial changes, it must warn a new public hearing and file the changes with the town clerk within 10 days before a final hearing is warned. So that would mean 25 days. Warn that a vote will take place to adopt or reject the zoning bylaw amendment after the public hearing. So we have to have a separate warning for that there's going to be a vote. And the zoning bylaw becomes effective 21 days after the vote. I have drafted a notice of the public hearing on December 16th. If the Select Board approves, it could occur before or after a regular Select Board meeting. That is attached. And I thought I had one other thing. No, that's it.
I think we've already gone through the bylaw. Is there a motion to approve the administrative assistant's report?
Make a motion.
Thank you, Jeff. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Katie. All right, discussion. Anything on number 1? This seems to have been going on for quite a long time. I'm afraid things may have been missed.
We're talking with Bauman, the West Coast that supplies us with the email is actually located, I believe he said it was in Finland. There's a company that he talks to in California, but that's why he's also gave the recommendation for a local IT company that's going to be able to give us immediate access and assistance.
I'm familiar with Bill Vermouth from a previous place of employment, and he was always good. I hope you do get a chance to reach out to him and get an estimate from him as well.
A concern also is why the alarm box upstairs hasn't been updated since 2011. That's kind of concerning.
Each year I get, he lives over by the garage. He comes in and does an annual inspection of all the... Kevin Morey, thank you.
He does the Union Hall.
He comes over and does an annual inspection. I don't know why it wasn't noticed. I know that when we did the Williamsville Hall, they didn't have a sticker on the box, so I had to get a special visit and have them update that box.
So as a part of the village, I have a note on my calendar every August to call him to make sure he does it. So
he calls me.
Maybe you should just have that as a notice every year to have that updated.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
It's helpful to have that kind of, because we want to make sure that it's updated. The Planning Commission, number 3, I believe everyone has had a chance to go through this and there has been no concerns or comments that anything needs to be updated. As far as I'm aware, I am okay with it. So I think we are good to go with moving along as a select board. So if you could find out the dates in which we need to have everything done. I know you say
March
one
1st.
or more public hearing, but what's the time frame? Within 120 days?
Yeah.
So March 4th?
March 4th is the deadline. That's when you have to have it done by. So what I would need to do.
Calendars, kids.
So what I would need to do, if we could post the draft that I have and just change the time for December 16th, it would give me more than 15 days to make the newspaper posting. And then once public comment, if there's any concerns or changes that need to be made, I would need an additional 25 days.
Is
In
March
order-
16th the last day that it needs to be done?
No, December 16th.
I'm sorry, December 16th.
No, that's one of the earliest things, but considering that we're doing the budget and the town report, if the public comes to your hearing and changes are made to the draft, I would need an additional 25 days before I could post the next warning.
I just wanted to point out that Kate is trying to talk.
Yes,
Before you
Kate.
hold the hearing.
Kate?
Hi there. I just want to add, I have no argument with anything Winetta's saying. Just a reminder, and it's not a huge amount of money, but there's a slightly compressed time frame if the town wants to be eligible for that extra. I think it's like about $3,000 back from the state, and that is that it has to be adopted by January 31st. So that is separate from what Winetta, what you're talking about, the timeline for adopting under Vermont state law. But I just wanted to make sure that if you want to take that into account, that you're aware of it.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for being here and thank you for all your hard work. The second of all, with that being said, would anybody be opposed to can we have it the week before the 16th?
It wouldn't allow me enough time. Today's the 18th. It has to be,
Okay.
I need 3 days to get it to the paper and have them print it. And then it has to be in the paper for 15 days.
Does anyone oppose to having it done on the select board meeting on the 16th, or do we want to have a special meeting to address it?
I didn't realize about the $3,000 part, but Kate, can anyone speak a little bit more about the vote part that needs to be taking place? And is it something, like, if we're not interested in the state's $3,000, is it something that we can wind into town meeting as a time when people are voting
Not as a
already?
bylaw.
No.
But Kate?
You all don't, I mean, you could move it to the town to vote, and Winetta, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it's just up to the select board to vote on this as it stands, and you did with the last amendment. So it's just up to you all to vote. And Winetta's right that there's an extra time if there are major changes, but if not, right, Winetta, you don't have to allow that extra time. But
Correct.
in the first instance, this is just up to the select board to vote on, like the last one we did. And I leave it to you all and the voters of the town to decide this. But I think this shouldn't be super controversial. And I'd be happy if you'd like to, as long as I can be there to be at any of your hearings, if that's helpful. I mean, people should be heard, et cetera, but it's not a major change.
I think if we do it before our regular select board meeting at like 5:30 and have our public hearing and have you available, if you are, that would be amazing. And that allows the town to come in to make comments and question, and then we ultimately make the decision as the select board. Correct? Yeah.
That's how I understand it. I defer to Winetta on the details if you know the filing details better than I do, but I think that
believe
works.
that's how it goes, is that
Yeah.
we ultimately make the decision, but that's our public
Yeah.
hearing, so that the town can come in and ask questions if they want to.
Exactly. I think I believe and this was not, we had to warn our vote separately from the hearing. Like we had to have the hearing and then warn the vote. But I'm not sure if you can put it on the warning in the first instance and get around that.
So the first question is, who is available on December 16th? Me.
Probably me.
I am.
Mike, are you available?
I should be, yeah.
And Kate, you can let us know if you're available, or send a representative from the planning commission.
Sure. Right now it looks like I am. If that changes, I'll make sure we have someone there.
I would like to do it prior to our select board meeting, so that we can just conduct our regular business.
Sure.
And we can have a public hearing at 5:30 and then go right into our regular select board meeting, if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah, I can get here.
And that gives one at a time to warn everything. If there is an issue, please let us know within a week. Is that
No,
within 3 days?
I need to know no later than tomorrow afternoon, because I would send it by 11 o'clock Wednesday.
So by 9 AM Wednesday at the latest. But I think right now we're good to say we're 5:30 for a special meeting for the zoning bylaw update.
Is it at all worth postponing until after the new year, to January 6th, to our first meeting of the year? To get past the holidays, to have,
Because we've already reviewed it and we're just letting the public know that this is an update. Or just let it go for it, because we've already looked
Yeah,
at
I
it and
mean-
we've already talked about it over and over and over again.
okay,
There's
I'd
been
say go
people
for
that
it.
have come in already because they've heard the planning commission discussing it and having hearings.
Yep.
And they're already aware.
What's your,
Some people are already aware of it being a hot topic.
what's your concern?
public participation just being in the holidays, it is a Monday. I mean, if people are gonna come, they're gonna come. I think that's fine.
I think if we advertise it and broadcast it and put it on Front Porch Forum, instead of just the once, put it on numerous times on Front Porch Forum, please.
Yep.
I'm just curious. is
I
there
just
any-
realized today that I thought Front Porch Forum was a weekly post,
Oh, no,
but it's
it's every day.
daily, so if
Yeah.
you could post daily,
You just did.
that would be excellent, that this is happening.
My
I
email
could do
knows
it in the
otherwise.
community
Oh, yeah.
calendar event, so it comes up at the bottom of
Yes,
every
and I think
page.
you should do that with our select board meetings as well, so that we have more community involvement, instead of once have it post as a calendared event.
May I make a suggestion that we go with the 6 o'clock, because a lot of people already know that the select board meets, and then just move the select board meeting after that? I mean, we did that one other time, only because a lot of people are getting home already at dark and trying to get things done. Anybody that's going to come should come at a regular meeting.
My personal feeling is that we have a lot of business that we have to deal with, that if we are having a special meeting, if we do it at 5:30 as a special meeting, available by in-person and by Zoom, how do people feel?
I think 5:30 is fine.
I think it's fine, because then we can go on to our next scheduled business.
Austin, would you be available earlier?
Most likely, yeah, someone will be at PCTV.
It's fine, don't worry about it. How does everyone on the select board feel? How does Kate feel? We really need you,
Yeah.
Kate.
I think I could do either one, and we could reach out also to the WRC and see if they would come and talk about these changes. As you've seen, they're just not, the DRB has been over them, our zoning administrator has been over them. I think people come worried about this, but I don't expect, it doesn't change a huge amount substantively for many people, so hopefully. But yes, I can be there at 5:30 or 6. Short answer, excuse me. And
We'll
let me know if you want me to reach out, or you can reach out to the
5:30
Wyndham Regional Commission.
All right, right now we'll have the special meeting at 5:30, and then we will go to our regular select board meeting at 6, for now. If there's a lot of pushback by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, we'll find out. But if people, I feel like if people are passionate about the subject and they want to be here, they will be here. Any other discussion about that? If not, are we ready to vote on accepting the administrative assistance report?
Make a motion to approve
We
it.
already have motions, we just need, all those in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Alright,
Opposed, abstained, ayes have it. Great. Do you have any updates for us today, Kate, on committees?
I do. I will keep it quick. We have we have a new member of the Planning Commission to nominate, which is exciting in general and exciting in particular because I think he'll be a great addition to the Planning Commission. I understood from James and Jean that the last nominations, the nominee wrote you a letter rather than I just want to make sure we do it right. Does he have to write you a letter?
Go forth and nominate.
Okay, I think we should do it with him when he's able to join. But Bob Kriego, who lives in Williamsville, has expressed interest and was happy that we would nominate him. And I think he'll be a great addition. He has a professional background in planning and in housing in particular.
Could you repeat his name, Kate? I couldn't hear the last name.
Bob Kriego. Last name is Crego.
I think
Bob is short for Robert, but goes by
along
Bob.
with your nomination and a letter expressing interest, we will go ahead and take that under great consideration.
Great, thank you.
That'd be awesome. Oh, then you'd have a full committee, right?
Yeah, it would be really great. We're starting to line things up for diving into town plan work next year, so it will really make.
Oh, is it time for the town plan update again?
Oh, yeah,
that was a lot of fun. I think I was part of the last one.
So we will come back to you. We're thinking about what we'll need and whether there are budget or potential. I think we're late for the grant cycle or what would be useful, but we'll come back to you with lots of information once we're rolling. We're getting up to speed on what we need to do now, and we'll begin in earnest in January.
Great. Excellent. And don't forget, we need your report for the town book.
Right. Yep. We will not forget. We'll get that to you. And James has led.
And your budget.
Yep.
Yep.
We will do that also.
All the things tonight.
Annetta, I will loop back to you on both of those things. And I think at your next meeting, perhaps James Bresser will come and also share with you. He's incorporated your comments on the last short-term rental registry draft. We've all discussed them, and he will get those back to you soon as well. He's leading that project and doing a good job of it. That's it for me. Thank you all.
Thanks for your report. We really appreciate you and your group and all you do. Thank you. Any other committee reports? None? Okay. Scheduled members of the public, New England Municipal Consultants. Has everyone had a chance to look at that?
Yes.
He has not joined us yet.
Okay, so maybe we will just wait on Ryan. I forgot he was joining us, so we'll wait on Ryan and see. We'll just move along for now. Any unscheduled members of the public would like to speak?
Peter next door.
Peter! Peter! It's your turn. Good evening, Peter. I understand you'd like to address us. I understand you have something you'd like to speak about.
Yeah, in the bathroom right now, we have a new base cabinet sink and faucet. The old sink in the bathroom, you can't turn the cold water on, it's stuck in the
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
You might have to come up to the microphone.
She can't hear me.
No.
In the bathroom, we have a new sink and base cabinet. The old sink, the faucet is stuck in the off position, but I can't turn the water off to replace the sink because the faucet in the furnace room is very old, and if I turn it off, it might start leaking and I won't be able to stop it from leaking. So we need to get a plumber here to replace the valve in the furnace room so that I can replace the base cabinet and faucet in the bathroom. When the plumber is here, we also have a 17-year-old, I just found this out just a couple weeks ago when I was looking at the hot water heater. I finally found a date on it from 2007, which means it's about 17 years old. So, and the hot water has been smelling for some time, so we need a new hot water heater, so everything should be done at the same time.
Do you have an estimate?
No.
That would be helpful.
Yes. We're probably gonna go with a 20-gallon, it's a 40-gallon hot water heater now. We don't need 40 gallons of hot water,
Nobody showering here.
but there is a shower here.
Yeah.
You know, if there's a storm or something really bad happened, you know, and somebody wanted to take a shower, it's there. I don't know why it's there, but it's there. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
In
Okay.
elementary school.
So a new hot water heater and
A new valve.
a ball
Yeah,
valve.
there's a number of.
I mean-
What's your time frame you want all this replaced?
Within the next few weeks.
So do you think you could come up with a quote from several different people? I mean, I don't know who does the maintenance here.
There isn't anyone. I
So,
kind of fell into that position because there isn't anyone.
Okay.
can, go ahead.
I have a thought. We have budget meetings coming up also that you could bring that information to,
Yeah.
not just save it for
Yeah.
select board meetings.
Yeah.
So you can find out those dates and then roll with it,
Yeah.
but bring it to us as soon as you have those estimates available.
Yeah.
I think we need at least 2 or 3, and for anything over $2,000 that looks like it's gonna be.
I don't want to see it up that far.
So we have a meeting on Thursday, so if you have estimates by Thursday,
Oh, this week?
Yes.
Yeah.
of
I
this
don't
week, and then
know
we have a
if
budget
anybody's-
meeting on the 25th.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna come up with prices by Thursday.
Probably.
So
we have
Thursday or
more.
Monday?
We have,
That's
we have,
asking a lot.
No, but those are the two, those are the next 2 days we're meeting,
Yeah.
so if you want, if you can get something,
but then it's continuous, like it keeps
Yeah.
going through the whole
Do we
month
have,
of December.
still have money in the budget for that kind of stuff in town office?
we'll have to ask for Melissa, but
We have it in the town building maintenance, because we
Maintenance
didn't use
fund.
all the money when we did the repairs.
so yeah, come up with, get some quotes from several different people and we can go from there.
The other part
Do
is,
you think we ought to keep do you think we ought to keep the hot water still the same just in case we do have emergencies? Because, you know, we have used that for different things like that.
Well, then you have the fire department too, that's the emergency hub for anybody and all people to go to when there's an emergency, is the fire department.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for anybody
We have
who
the one
works
that-
here,
that
it
one
could be a
that
nice
runs the
perk if you
main
don't have
place there for
power.
hot water.
Well, I,
Also, another thing, there are very efficient on-demand hot water heaters now available
Right.
that were not really an option 20, 30 years ago. Looking into something
Right.
like that, if we don't need to store a lot of hot water, it might be way more efficient to just heat what we use and
Right.
you know, if somebody did need to take a shower, you could have a line of 30 people and they're all gonna have hot water, but you're not gonna waste the energy
Right.
keeping a tank hot.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
So look into
I think
20 gallon
that's
and on
crazy.
demand.
They could be pricey.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well-
There's 2 bathrooms.
Might as well look.
Hmm?
Might as well look
Yeah.
while you're at it.
Yeah.
Schedule you if you wanna come.
Thursday or Monday.
We have a budget meeting Thursday. Or we
Um,
do something next
That's great
week.
though. Appreciate
Yes.
the initiative.
Yeah.
And I'm just part-time, you know, very, very part-time. I'm $7,000 a year, so I don't spend much time here. But when I'm here, you know,
You do a lot of
I
work.
do more than one thing.
We do really
You know,
appreciate
the
you
concrete
here.
work out there. We had a door with small animals to walk under, and I had to bring the concrete up, and I had to bring the bottom of the door down.
Yeah.
So I bring my table saws here, actually.
Okay.
So
I've heard of all the great work you've done
now
and we've
that I
had
think of it,
conversations.
it's out in the furnace room.
I'll talk to you soon then.
But anyways, yeah, I have a lot of equipment.
Okay, so if you could come back with us with some quotes and then we'll go from there on either any of our budget meetings or a regular select board meeting and we'll get you moving on that.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a big deal.
Great. Well, thank you for all that you do. We really do appreciate you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So I believe Brian just called and he has to reschedule and he'll be here for Thursday.
Okay.
So we will move along with Brian. Are we all good with you, Peter?
Yep,
We'll wait for your knowledge and reports.
I will let you know.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
New business, review 2026, 2027 contracts. Which is Sullivan Empowered Rescuing from Wayne County.
We've already done rescuing, right?
No, we didn't.
No, we
No.
continued it.
It was discussed at the budget meeting and then because not everybody was there, we had to wait
Oh,
till this
okay.
meeting.
Do we want to discuss them all tonight, or do we want to wait till Thursday when it's budget meeting? Pleasure is all everyone else's. And,
Let's do it all at the budget meeting.
All right.
great. Anyone else?
Fine by me?
Katie? Mike?
No,
What?
no,
Oh, I couldn't tell if you said no or yeah.
There was definitely extra vowels.
Thank you. All right, so we will discuss those on Thursday.
All right.
All right, our follow-up old business, housing grant proposal. Anything updated on that? Or we're just
I
waiting?
have it all together. I'm gonna send it off to our lawyer tonight just to get his feedback.
Great. FEMA, anything on the South Newfane store?
The expectation is that they will start the demolition the first week in December, and I wrote to them today just to confirm that date, and I'm waiting to hear back.
Great. Personnel policy, still waiting?
Still waiting.
Town website?
Katie has gone to work on the drafting.
Katie meaning you?
Not me, Katie Murtaugh, the other Katie. I know there's a lot of Katies in the world. After our meeting last.
Great. Correspondence? To Angela Litchfield, Select Board Chair, dear Angela Litchfield and the Newfane Select Board, on behalf of Wyndham County Lead Hazard Control and Healthy Homes Capacity Building Program, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the town of Newfane for your crucial support in our recent HUD capacity building grant application. Your letter of support was instrumental in our successful effort to secure $1.1 million in funding, which will help make a lasting impact across Wyndham County. I will be working with the county to facilitate this program, which over the next 2 years will build the capacity needed to address critical lead safety and healthy housing concerns. The project director for this program will be Sheriff Mark Anderson, and the fiscal officer will be Jessica Karen, who is also the fiscal officer for the Wyndham County Sheriff's Office. Our first goal is to hire a full-time program manager and an outreach and intake specialist who will work closely with the executive team to accomplish 3 key initiatives. 1, collaborate with the Vermont Asbestos and Lead Program to identify families residing in properties with lead paint and dust hazards that pose a risk of childhood lead poisoning. 2, provide guidance and support to property owners and occupants in understanding and controlling lead hazards in their homes and buildings to create safer living environments. 3, offer free training and outreach to county citizens, including parents, grandparents, child care providers, contractors, housing providers, maintenance staff, and DIY renovators to promote lead safety. Through this grant, we can provide certification programs, including the Vermont Renovation, Repair, Painting, and Maintenance, and EPA lead abatement certifications for contractors, supervisors, and workers. Training dates, locations, and further details will be announced within the next 60 days. Beyond the initial 2-year program, this grant will allow us to establish a sustainable infrastructure to further develop and fund a comprehensive multi-million-dollar HUD lead hazard control grant application in the 3rd year. This expanded program will provide financial assistance to both single-family homeowners and multifamily property owners, enabling them to abate lead hazards and address other health risks within their properties. The impact of this program will extend far beyond lead safety, as it will also create jobs, enhance our local workforce, increase property values, and, most importantly, make our homes safer for our children. We deeply appreciate the town of Newfane's commitment to this important cause and your advocacy for our shared goals. Together, we are building a stronger, healthier, and safer future for Wyndham County's families and communities. We would like to plan a time to visit the Select Board again in early 2025 to talk about details of how this program can best serve our community. Thank you once again for your valued partnership. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. Warm regards, Kate Kirkwood, Program Coordinator for Wyndham County Lead Hazard Control and Healthy Homes Capacity Building Program. Oh, that's so nice. Glad we could help.
She's asking if you would like her to come back for another follow-up.
Please schedule her after town meeting in 2025. That would be great, I think. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight, and
Before we close, could I just say one thing?
of course you may.
I just wanted to let people know that I've decided that my term on the select board ends in March, and I'm not going to run again because I am spending more time in New York City than I had expected. So, couple more months, and that's it for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I want to thank you, Ann, for your work. You've done a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Mike.
You have been a stellar vice chair, and I appreciate all of your hard work and all of the initiative and everything you've done in being
I
my
have
steady
enjoyed it.
right hand.
No, I appreciate everything you've done for the town. Thank you.
Well, with that news, I would like to thank everyone for being here. Stay safe and have a great evening. I'd like to send a special thank you to Austin Rice for being our favorite wonderful TV camera man.
And check out Austin's project.
Yes,
It's
check
really
out
cool. Everybody.
All right, we're heading into pay orders. Thank you and have a safe evening.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye, Ann.